said that.
He said, okay.
They were lost. She's not. He's warm.
We need them.
How do you want us?
They've had 45. They've had 2 months.
It's actually longer than that.
Yeah. Sometime,
To develop something.
but it's up to council.
Yeah, okay. My name is not Melanie.
So I'm Jabber. That's like a plan.
But
You have your tacos today, like that.
not me. All I had to do was heat it up. Good
Are we
thing.
having an executive session?
I'm not planning.
I can't.
Thank you.
I think we have.
Oh, that's actually.
Hi, Travis. Hey, how's it going? Good.
And we have the right to respond to it.
We're buying.
Are you?
No, I don't mean to.
They're not gonna like the
They do usually do it.
They ran that over and they're too late, buddy.
You gotta rewrite it.
Here we are, everybody. It is 6 p.m. on Tuesday, June the 9th, 2026. This is a regular monthly meeting of the Meyersdale Borough Council. We'd like to welcome everybody in the chambers and those watching on television, on our YouTube station right now or later on. So with that in mind, we'll have the flag ceremony, and Ron has agreed to offer the opening prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, I pray that with our council here tonight, that we make all the right decisions for our town, that everything we do will help them. I pray that everybody will have a safe journey when they leave here back home. Bless Jeff, and he conducts our meeting in a good manner. And I pray this all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Ron. Patty, the roll call, please.
Mr. Ackerman.
Here.
Mr. Bear is absent. Mr. Christner.
Yeah.
Mrs. Nagy. Here. Mr. Irwin.
Here.
Mr. Munyon.
Here.
Mr. Smith.
Present.
Solicitor Valentine. Mayor Smith is absent. And Brian Ryber.
Thank you, Patty. One note, Clarence called me about 5:30. He's under the weather, so he was gonna go get some medication and go home and go to bed. So I said he could watch us on television. But, so he won't be here this evening. And I thought the mayor was supposed to be here. I talked to him, but maybe something came up with his work. So moving right along, then, we have one set of minutes. It was May 12th of this past month. I had read through them. It's kind of a lengthy set of minutes. And are there any additions, corrections, discussions on the minutes?
Yeah, there was one on the ambulance. It said about that there was only one group of people that weren't paying. That's not true. Yeah, it's on page 3, where it says at the present time, I think it just needs to say at the present time, those individuals without insurance do not have to pay for services. I don't think we should. Who is mentioned there is an example of who's impacted, but that's not the only ones. Page 3 of the minutes from May 12th, right here. Yeah, the third paragraph. Yes.
You're saying that wasn't said?
They are part of the group that are not, that was said, but I'm saying it only says at the present time, they're the only individuals. And that's not true. It's all those who are uninsured. And we are doing an addendum to fix that. That's with the attorney.
Well, I thought this just reflected what was said, not whether it was true or not.
Yeah, no, that's what the minutes are. I think probably what it should say is unfortunately we can't take out what was said, but maybe say that that was an example of, was that the example that was given? We know?
I think it was.
Okay.
Why don't you put something like this, Patty? While we believe the minutes to reflect an accurate transcription of the meeting, it should be noted that the Amish community is not the only individuals that do not have to pay for the services. How's that sound? Just don't change the minutes, but
Just put in parentheses. Yeah, that'll work. That'll at least be an indication of it.
anything else on the minutes? Okay, with that addition, or I guess you'd say addendum, could we have a motion to approve the minutes? Jeff? Oh, Ron made the motion and Jeff seconded it. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Okay, since our financial chairman isn't here, Mr. Munyon has agreed to give the financial report.
So our general fund total is 178,605.10. We have bills for the month of 8,659.81. I'd like to make a motion that the monthly bills be paid.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Ron seconds that motion to pay the bills. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? A unanimous vote.
You want me to read some more?
Whatever, you could give maybe just a couple of the funds, like how much is in the general
The Highway
fund?
8 fund has 164,877.62. Flood control escrow account has 86,740.86. And the payroll account has $112.58.
Okay, thank you, Bob. Is that it? One other item, I guess I'll throw this in under finances. We had received a proposal from Whitey's Electric to redo the lights down at the community, or at the playground around the track. There's some of them that aren't working properly. There's a much brighter, less electric using system that's available. So the job location is at the Polly Florida Playground. Proposal to replace 11 400-watt metal halide floodlights fixtures on the poles with 11 new 35,600 lumens LED fixtures. The estimated cost for the service is $5,778. So I'm not sure, I think, were you in on that, Brian? We were discussing that, and we felt that we should ask, we're nowhere near the amount with Whitey's that we need to bid, but under the finance committee, what do we think about having those lights replaced down there? We can table it if we don't want to act, because we just received this evening. Was it part of our packet or not?
Yeah.
So, and maybe you want to hold on it, but I do think that for security, it's important that those lights come on. They are on some kind of a computer system. The computer knows the day and what time it gets dark and what time it gets light. So it's constantly changing throughout the year. Like in the wintertime, they'll come on at 5 o'clock or 4:30. Now they shouldn't come on till maybe 8:30 or 9. So it's just something that Brian and I were looking at that, and I mean, do we want to table this and put it on the regular agenda? Would we want to get on
Yeah.
his list? What would you
Since
recommend?
Since it's not on the agenda, we should probably have it for the next time. But I'd recommend that, unless somebody makes a motion to do it now, I'd make a recommendation that maybe you get some other quotes too. It's below the phone quote amount,
Well,
but it's,
well, here we go.
okay.
It was, we almost had announced it here, so
Okay.
it's not fair to have
Did we
somebody,
announce the amount?
I just read it, yeah.
Okay, never mind.
I will say this, when I talked to Leroy, those are sale prices. He said those lights will go up. So he said if you decide to do it, try to do it soon. If you decide.
I kind of agree with our solicitor, not about the quotes, because people know it's, somebody will undercut him. He gave this to us in good faith. But I would agree, maybe if council agrees, we could put it on the agenda, think about it. You pass it over, please. And then maybe under the finance portion of the meeting, in July meeting, Patty, would that be okay? Guests, Mrs. Melissa Blucker, the car cruise.
Yeah,
Come on up to our podium here.
Yes. I am behind the 8 ball, but we are doing our car cruise again on the 12th. Jeff and I already talked. We know that there is a band that starts at 4. Our car cruise actually ends at 4, so that would kind of still work out really well, and we can cross promote and advertise together. Also, the Emporium, the Center Street Emporium is talking about doing a chili cook-off that same day as well, and I don't know the details of that, but those things all were kind of working together. Ours is from 12 to 4. We'd like to close down the road as we had in the past. And same as before, the fire department wasn't interested in helping do the traffic control, but my brother-in-law was a Maryland DOT employee, and him and his buddies have come up in the past to run any kind of problems that we would have with control of cars, but we haven't had any problems like that, so that hasn't been an issue. And same thing, we'll do a DJ during our time. We're doing prizes for the car cruise, that sort of thing. So I'm just looking for permission to shut down the road.
What day is this again? Sunday?
Sunday, the 12th
Okay.
of July.
I think it worked well in the past. Is there any discussion on this? If not, I would ask for a motion that we continue this good tradition that Melissa and others have started.
I'll make that motion.
Tom and Jeffy, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Any questions of Melissa while she's here?
There's chili involved.
Well, I don't know about that part, those are not my
Possibly,
details,
Joe.
but there will be Maple Valley Barbecue Company and Dunkus's for sure. And then we are actually now going to make it annual, and so next year our date will be July 11th.
Thank you very much.
How many years is this now?
This is we're calling it the second annual because our first one we figured we don't really count. So this will be the 3rd year.
That's cool.
Thank you. Garden Club Plan for Old Planters.
Here we go. Okay. I really thank the borough for giving us the shed to store our water and things in. Because one of our members lives in Wellersburg, Valerie King, her name is, and she has a spring that never quits. So after we had the drought the one year, we shouldn't water. She just said, I will bring water in. So they bring it in. So we gather up jugs and she does all that. So she said to me, Ellen, what are they gonna do with the planters? I don't know, they don't belong to us. So I said, I'll go to the borough and see what they say. So Patty said, you need to come to the meeting. So what do you wanna do with the old planters, and do you want something for it? Because apparently you guys, but somebody told me that when they did the street, that's when those planters came. So who paid for them? I don't know.
Any thoughts?
I don't remember either. I think it was during the streetscape, so that was 15, 20 years ago. Maybe longer.
I've got to say, if somebody wants them, give them to them at no charge.
I think
Does
they
she-
belong to the garden club and they should do whatever they want with them.
That was my understanding, that you owned them all along.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Well,
Why don't
we just used them because, you know.
Maybe.
Why don't we
I
just,
make the motion that we donate them to the garden club to dispose
Get
of
rid
as
of
they
them.
wish.
Okay.
And a second. Jeff seconds that. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Unanimous.
And I want to thank you all for purchasing the new ones because they're beautiful. And so Tim had told us that we need to put tongue oil on them again next year. So I said to JR, he said, well, we can probably get the prisoners to do that in the summertime. You think that's possible?
Yeah.
Right there.
And I put the tongue oil in your shit.
Yeah. I don't know if it should stay out all winter or not.
We can put it in your shop if
I
you want.
keep saying I'm going to ask Tim, but I haven't run into Tim yet.
I'll put it in our shop.
Okay, okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you
I
for
will
all
give
you
her the
do.
tubs.
Yeah.
I will call her tonight and say, get your butt up here and get them. Thank you all.
You're welcome.
Good.
Okay, that's all the guests we have. Now we'll open the
I
meeting
don't
to
think so.
public comment.
I think Travis wanted to speak.
What's that?
Yeah, I'll do public comment.
Oh, you're good.
Excuse me, do you want to run the meeting?
You're good.
Do I have the floor?
Public comment.
All right. Just wanted to, not to sound like a broken record, but during the recent rainstorms that we had down there on Second Street, I went over to my neighbor's property and kind of took it upon myself just to move the grass that was, because when they mow, it mows over that directly. And I had some pretty good water flow coming off of that street there. However, once it got about halfway across the street, emptying, I noticed it was pulling all towards Ken's house over on the other side. So I just wanted to bring it to your attention, just for a future project. Those two drains, the one there by where the old Borough building was, it's retaining just a little bit of water. The one I have right beside there, I have it at least cleaned to
That
handle.
actually, that got cemented shut. I don't know how it got opened
It's
up.
loose. I mean, the grate
That's-
even lifted open and I went, oh yeah, that probably
Yeah,
isn't
that
good.
goes into the sewer, so
Yeah.
somebody busted that open.
Yeah, it's
Should
busted.
not be.
Can we fix it, Brian?
I'd have to get with Terry.
Does it go to the storm sewer or the
Sanitary
sanitary?
sewer, sanitary. That's why they cemented it shut.
Or I'm sorry, not that storm drain. The one in the Arnold's property right
Yeah, that's the
beside.
one I'm talking.
It's in his grass there, it's
Yeah,
supposed to be
that's
cemented.
cemented shut.
Yeah, it's just a grate about this big and it lifts right out. Yeah.
that's-
Can we put a cone there until it gets fixed?
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing there to hurt anything.
I get it.
Yeah,
Put a
but
cone.
that got cemented shut because it was ran into the
I understand.
sanitary sewer.
I get you.
So water stands there tremendously. And the challenge is, in all weather, do people come off of 219 at the same speed they're driving on 219 and come flying down through there and water sprays, 20 feet up in the air? The challenge is gonna be, it's a known issue with all that water laying there. That would be a good project to take on from the borough. Somebody hits that and it's slushy, it's icy, and somebody wrecks. I mean, it's a hazard.
I mean, I've seen
All that
people
water.
coming down that road easily 50+ miles per hour and it's a surprise that no one's hydroplaned yet in that. But when I noticed that water finally drained off, it was about half the road was still, so there's a grade. Something with the grading there is what's causing it, and that's why you're seeing all those potholes down there too. That's where the major water's damaged. So I just wanted to bring it to the board's attention, the council's attention, and let you know that I saw what's happening, and I think it's a great issue with that road. So if you have a future project and want to make, you can seal coat my driveway tire on it too, if you're
We've had
interested in that.
The last time Keystone was in, we've had them look at that. And that road actually, if you look at it, it goes like this. It's not, and they said the only thing you could do is you'd have to mill that road completely out and start it over. That's the only way you're gonna eliminate.
Yeah, because you can't take it, I mean, you're not changing the grade on the road like this. You'd have to almost crown it and then have it run the right way.
Well, we put that curb in for Ken because Ken was getting all the water and that retained a lot of water. So then we cut notches in the curb, which run water into his yard. Then he wasn't happy with the water running in his yard.
Yeah.
So the whole road just needs, it's just the way the road lays.
Yeah, it's cattywampus a little bit, yeah. I just wanted to bring. Yeah, thank you. I'm trying to break out the soreness every so often. But yeah, I just wanted to bring it to the council's attention for a potential future project. Like I said, I see, especially during fair time, that becomes 219. I don't know if you probably all know this. I mean, everybody's trying to avoid leaving or going to the fair, and Second Street's usually the way they go. So they're flying up and down that road. And I would just hate to see somebody hydroplane or in slush or ice. I mean, they come off that road hot, they're gonna, they probably hopefully won't make it to my property, but I worry about the ones downhill.
What is the speed limit?
That jumps to 25, I think, immediately, coming right off that turn. So it's, I believe it turns 35 on 219 right before that turn, because you're coming into Meyersdale. So it's a 35 to 25, but people aren't going 35, but they are going 35. I hear tires squealing down there all the time making that turn. So.
Look how many signs we put up on that curve that got wiped out.
Oh, yeah, I think that was the first year I moved in and somebody went through the maple leaf there. But
Yeah.
I told my wife, I said, if only our camera was turned just this way, we would have seen exactly what happened. But yeah, not to take any more of your guys' time, just wanted to bring that to your attention for potential future projects. Thank you for hearing me.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you all. Have a great
Thank you,
night.
Travis. Okay, and now for one of our favorite YouTube followers, public comment continues. Last chance saloon, no more public comment. Public comment is now closed. There's nobody here. Yeah, there's 3 people. Committee people. Okay, what? He's elected. I got an answer for everything. Okay, the president's report. The only thing I'd like to read this card, it was placed in Patty's bin today. Was it Patty?
Well, it was after I left at 3:30, so.
And this is from the group of students, individuals, young people that we left use the gymnasium for their project here. So I'll just read these. It's a very, very nice card. Thank you so much for allowing our homeschool group to use your facility on Fridays. You are a blessing. The Redmond family. What a blessing it was to use the community center for our first year of balanced education. Our family is very grateful for the opportunity you gave us, the Robertson family. I'm not going to read the children, but thank you so much for letting our kids use the community center. What a wonderful resource for our town. The Seckler family. This co-op has been such a blessing to our family and the homeschool community. Thank you for the use of our community center to help us foster our future Meyersdale kids. I think this is from the Dively family. Thank you so much for allowing us to use this facility for co-op. It is much appreciated. Shannon and Carson Sheffield. Thank you so much for allowing us to use the community center. It was a much appreciated blessing. Mary Ann and Stephen. And one more, thank you for opening your doors to our homeschool group. I think it shows your commitment to the lives of the local families. To have a town that cares for our future generation is amazing. Thank you. I can't read that one. Thank you. The Fernball family. So I think that was really touching. And if anybody in the future says that this building isn't a valuable commodity to the community, just read this, how much our youth appreciate that the borough is in here. We're maintaining the building and we're going to continue it for future generations. So Patty, thank you for sharing that. That's my president's report. Mr. Mayor is not here. Anything from the mayor or police committee?
Police committee when we get there. Yes.
Junior council representative, I miss Olivia. Nobody here from emergency management. Solicitor, Mr. Solicitor.
All right, so let's run down through. First of all, the demolition of 221 Salisbury Street did occur. The contractor, I believe Brian said, is going to be there tomorrow to rectify the issues that are there on the property with not only the fill, but top dressing it. So that should be done. I would recommend we do not bid that out for sale until we have that taken care of. We can put that out for sale at the next meeting, but I would not do it until we ensure that we have everything taken care of. We have not paid the contractor for those services until they're complete, so.
If it rains, he will not be here.
Understood.
But we have a month to get it. Yeah, because it's in rough shape.
Yeah.
We checked it out, Brian and I and others, and it needs to have a nice fine coat of topsoil and build up a little bit in the back too. Thank you, Mark, for that portion.
The next one is the non-uniform CBA. I did send the borough's response to the union through Mr. Rowland, and he just gave the response to that this evening. I haven't had a chance to review that yet, but I will get that to the personnel committee so they can review it. It didn't sound like, when I talked to Roland yesterday, that there were going to be significant, changes to that. But I'll get that response out. The next one is Karen's been communicating, attempting to communicate, I'll say, with CSX on the bridge. Before she states her recommendation, I will say the borough we need to keep in mind that one, the thing that we have, piece of paper that we have with that bridge is not an agreement. We got to remember it's an order. It's an order from the PUC and it's an enforceable order. So when we think about, people will say, well, you can't do anything, it's the railroad. The issue is we're not actually fighting the railroad around. It's the Public Utilities Commission that governs that crossing. And they are quite stern when it comes to those issues. So you also have to keep in mind, the borough has already given up other crossings. If you look at it historically, for that bridge to exist. So, the borough has already taken a lot of that. So, that being said, I just want you to keep that in mind.
Did they fix the crosswalk? I haven't been up there.
No.
We haven't done that either.
No, and there's another board that's coming off that Jeff sent me.
But I think he fixed it.
Okay,
We just went ahead,
all right.
because that was pretty hazardous.
I'll tell him.
So we've been working with them for a minimum of 4 years and before that. And they had noticed 2 months ago of the meeting that I helped coordinate. So they knew they needed to come up with a timeline and start working on this. We met with them over a month ago. I told them when they were there, I was gonna want regular updates. I never heard from them. So at 2 weeks, I sent them a note and I said, looking for an update, because they were supposed to have had an engineer in within 2 weeks of our meeting on, I think it was May 7th. And they said they didn't have an update. Then I followed up with them the week of Memorial Day, leading up to Memorial Day. Didn't hear back from them at all. Then I copied Mark and others and reached back out to them the following Wednesday, and they responded then, no update. I emailed them all again last night, copied the solicitor and said, we have a council meeting tomorrow night. I would really like an update. And they said no update. So I would like to ask that at this point, I know it's only been a month, but they've had 4 years. So I would make the motion that we send them a certified letter and we copy everybody. Definitely Vince from PennDOT, definitely the couple of people. The guy I copied this last time was at the meeting. He's in charge of all public government issues in Pennsylvania, New York, and I think it's New Jersey. I think we go to all of them and say, within 10 days, we want a next steps and a timeline, and that, it is impacting, it's a public, I think we keep the same mantra. It's impacting public safety. I tried to reach out to the bus company today, haven't heard from them. I heard the night of the meeting, they decided not to run the buses over it anymore. So before school goes back, I really want us to have a short-term plan on what they plan to do with the bridge, and then I want a long-term plan. So I think we ought to send them a certified letter saying we need next steps with dates within 10 days.
I disagree with Karen a little bit. It's only, like you say, May 12th was the meeting. This
May
is
7th.
May 7th, so we're a month. I would like to maybe put this on, this is my thinking, put this on hold for another month and possibly let our solicitor reach out to CSX, Mark, and see if you're able, you have already connections, and see if you're able to come up with any kind of a plan that Karen is asking for. But I just think it's just too early to start sending register letters and everything. at this point. That's my thinking, and then would you be willing to do that, Mark?
Yeah, no, I can do either of those. I just, keep in mind, part of why that bridge has been lowered in weight limit is not just the substructure. The big cost of that would be repairs to the I-beam, but those issues have been there for some time. The biggest drop in the tonnage is actually the deck, because the deck is partially rotted. So, if we wait to July to send a registered letter if they don't respond, I think then we need to really start pushing, because, they're looking at it as a total bridge replacement, and talking with PennDOT and with EADS, they don't necessarily view that it's actually a bridge replacement to take care of it, that repairs can be done. But, I know that Vince
And Greenland.
has stated that we don't want to kick that can too far down the road to get them to do it. So I would say if you don't do a register letter this month, I would recommend we vote on that at the next month, put it on the agenda.
Jeff, it's been years, so you wanted to let it go another month? I mean, what is the reason?
Karen, all I'm saying is when you're dealing with big corporations, they don't move at the same time frame that we do. That's just my opinion. I disagree to send a registered letter at this point. I would like to let Mark handle it for a month, and then it could be on the agenda, and we could vote at the July meeting what we want to do at that point. But let's maybe, go ahead, Jeff, you give your response. Let's go around the table and,
I think we should do a registered letter because school's gonna be back here in August.
Mhm.
So if we keep putting it off for another month, school's gonna be here in August.
Okay, Tom, you're a bus company employee. What do you think?
Make any difference, registered letter or not a registered letter? What difference is that gonna make? Because they're not
Normally-
completely, right, or are
There's
they?
only a couple of reasons you send certified mail / registered letter.
Documentation.
One is, the primary reason is documentation, that you can certify that you had notice. The other one is and it's something a lot of people don't get, I think it's you're referring to, Tom, is will the party that you're sending it to pay attention to it anymore because it's certified? And larger corporations, depending on the corporation, depends on how much they do pay attention to that.
They could not even sign for it.
Correct. That's also why we've been sending it registered and non-registered, because under the PA's rules of civil procedure, because no matter what you're doing, even if you're not in court yet, you line it up to be in court in the future. By sending your one copy registered, one copy unregistered, if the unregistered letter does not come back, there is a legal presumption, and not assumption, but presumption that it's received.
They received it.
Yep.
Ron?
Any assumptions?
Presumption.
I agree that the bridge needs to be fixed, but the railroad's a large corporation. You're not gonna push them around. They're gonna do things when they're ready. All the registered letters, I don't think is gonna help a bit.
Bob?
I just have a question. Do they have an attorney that's assigned this?
Not yet.
Is there an attorney there?
That guy could be an attorney.
The one gentleman that did introduce himself could have been,
I
yeah,
I
but
just-
they haven't presented that to me.
I don't think we're at the point of a registered letter. I think that someone, maybe you, reach out and see if you can get any information.
But you did that for the walkway and you never heard a peep.
I'll say something.
Yeah, sure.
You push the railroad, they could tell you, you know what, we're gonna close the bridge and say, forget it.
They can't legally close the
They can't
bridge,
close it.
no.
Yeah, the PUC.
Yeah. The order is actually a pretty well-written order, which is helpful.
What do you recommend?
Okay, Karen made a motion that we go ahead and send the letter now. So let's see if there's a second. We can vote on that. We'll do a roll call vote. So is there a second to Karen's motion that we go ahead and Tom is gonna second it? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. It passed unanimously.
Not necessarily because Ron's not here.
Ron left the meeting. You could, he didn't vote, correct.
Can we reword that where
Sure.
registered and the unregistered letter
Right.
is sent in the minutes? Right?
Sure, that
was.
it really could be standard operating procedure. I know we have to do that at my office for certain things. Register, exactly what Mark said, register
Put
them
it
on
in the
that.
motion and
Yep.
it's in the minutes, and we can always fall back if they dispute it.
Agreed.
Okay, very good.
Now,
Should be able to-
You're gonna do that, right?
yeah, I was gonna say, is
Yes,
Mark doing
ma'am.
that, or is Karen doing that?
Yes, ma'am. I'll send it.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, anything else, Mark?
I'll send you one too.
In English.
In English? Yeah.
I'm
okay.
fine for it.
So I'm gonna state this, and the reason why we're not doing an executive session is, we're not actually involved in litigation, and right to know requests are open to the public. So we did receive a Edgar and Snyder right to know. Do you guys receive an email on? It does not involve, a property owned by or operated by the borough. There is no indication that the borough is involved. The Meyersdale Municipal Authority is not admitting any wrongdoing, receiving any notice, or having any knowledge of the incident occurred. Because of what that incident was, we can't talk about the details, et cetera, but there was an accident that occurred, allegedly, I'll say allegedly, because that's how life is, with a manhole, and we're in the binds of trying to figure that out. The only thing that's gonna be produced from a right to know request is what Patty has produced to me 3 other times, which is the agreement to transfer the sewer over to the Meyersdale Municipal Authority, and like 2 other documents that are involved. Otherwise, we have no other involvement. So the next one I want to bring up, we don't normally talk about zoning hearings, but there's a caveat to this too. We had a zoning hearing last month. It dealt with the mobile home ordinance. The zoning hearing board approved that. The location of the mobile home ordinance, or the location of that mobile home, just to kind of disperse any rumors or theories people have come up with. It did not qualify, and there's 3 types of flood zones. It did not qualify within that restricted portion. You go about 40 feet north of there, it does qualify. But they met the standards for that to happen. We have another one coming up here next week that deals, I believe it's a setback issue with the structure. So those are all going well, and I believe we have at least a reappointment coming up this year. I can't remember, Patty.
I think July, isn't it?
And do we have both alternates? We only have one.
No. I thought we'd advertise this and see if anybody applies. We're talking about the zoning board, also the uniform construction. Kevin Yoder will be up for
Okay.
appointment too. And just see who applies for the July appointment. And if, say, we get more than 1 application, we could maybe put one on the alternate and one on the regular. If we don't get anybody, I think we had 1 application so far. I'll find somebody.
In the month of May, there have been 3 inquiries dealing with animals of husbandry, meaning farm production style animals, okay? Whether or not they can be in the borough. So, because this keeps coming up, I just thought I'd bring it up right now. We responded to the requests that have come up. The zoning ordinance establishes an agricultural area. If it is an animal of husbandry, other than chickens for whatever reason, or actually non-production chickens, I should say, it governs exactly where they're allowed to be. Now, chickens are actually governed in there too, but it gets a little bit more unique. But I'll put it this way, there are only, I think, 2 areas in this borough that are considered agricultural areas. So if anybody is looking at putting agricultural animals in the borough, the zoning ordinance does govern that. You also have to keep in mind that our nuisance ordinance deals with it too, because noise, light, smell, all those things that can cross a boundary line deal with that. So, and I can't remember the exact ordinance, but I have it at the office because every time I've asked Patty for it, it's hard to find. There is an ordinance, and it actually goes back almost 100 years. How it came up before was, if you guys remember several years ago, can't remember if it was a petting zoo or something they wanted to do outside here in the building, right? And there were questions about that. And there is a cloven hoof ordinance And that's not what it's titled, just so you don't think Patty can't find it, because that's not what it's titled. And there's also one that partially deals with horses. So there are several layers of that. So just, keep that in mind. Because that issue seems to come up a lot. The ADA bathrooms, I think we have at least one.
We do have one bid, which we're going to open at the appropriate time.
All right, and I will say, just so it's out in front, I only received one phone call that asked for clarification on that process. And they were asking about the bond portion, so which is normal. I didn't receive any other communication about that. What was the next one? Just for like an update, I know Brian's here with the MMA, and I'm not trying to steal any thunder. But a couple things since we're being taped. One is, if you're watching this and you have received any right-of-way / easement communications from EADS concerning the Keystone project, I would ask you to contact Katie Hutzel, who is with the EADS group, about those right-of-ways so that we can get that process moving forward. There is a portion of that mainline sewer that is going to be replaced, and there's grant money, and that's a fairly good project that we need to get moving because of the timeline. The other one is, and I don't know, Brian, if you know or not, I guess you should, because you live up there. The contractor is supposed to start on Sherman Street, should have started a couple weeks ago. I think they've started to some extent.
He's coming in next week.
Okay.
Yeah, I sold them, well, I can give that update.
The only reason I brought that up is, try to govern yourselves accordingly, because Sherman Street is going to be messed up a little bit more than what we originally anticipated. There's a portion of that was going to be an inline replacement, meaning they put a pipe inside the pipe. The cammering of that pipe showed some structural defaults that weren't picked up right away. They've determined now they're going to have to dig those up. So there's going to be, I think it's a 60-foot section that will be dug up. So it's going to mess up your traffic flow if you live there. The other part is, if you've received, and this is the biggest struggle we've had with Smoke and Die so far, if you've received a Smoke and Die letter, okay, I ask you to, and I'm only doing this because it gets it out here, I ask you to contact the office at the MMA on, I think, was it 406 Thomas Street? So you can communicate with them, because a lot of these issues can be resolved if we get, but there's a lot of people that haven't communicated it all back, and it would be good to try to get that ball rolling. All right, what's my next one? Are you gonna bring up the contract that you look at or not? Please report.
We're gonna table that
Okay.
since the mayor's not here.
Okay, good enough.
I have one other.
Go ahead.
I heard through the rumor mill that we were mowing grass out at the property that I thought we sold, that Steve Spokart's team tore down on Salisbury Street. Did we not close on that property?
The person who bid on that property has backed out. So I had to go before the judge, because that one, and all these have to get approved at the sale. And he backed out, I think that was last month. And now I've contacted or reached out to the second approved highest bidder, which is significantly less. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not sure how to combat that in the future. I communicated.
Well, there's nothing you can do. I mean, if he backs out,
I know.
he's not gonna pay.
It was
for
just frustrating because
I don't know
it's
if it's
a significant
Well,
difference.
let me ask this. In the future, can we make it that, like, if you submit a bid, that they have to like turn in a check for like $1,000 non-refundable extra?
That's kind of
or
what I'm
something like
thinking,
that?
yeah, because that's
They
all.
do that, I thought they did that already. You're responsible 10% down right off if you win the bid.
We've never done that here.
Not on the real estate we haven't done, but I think that's something
Well,
we
we
should do.
should,
I think it's something we should do because
non-refundable.
Yeah.
Because you have time in it.
It's
which
hand
costs the
money. I
town.
mean, typically hand money people pay attention to. Yeah. No, but that's been frustrating. I'm really hopeful the next highest bidder is willing to go forward with it, so.
I would say, correct me if I'm wrong, Patty, that I don't think this has ever happened before where we bid something out and then the person backed out. I don't think that's ever happened
I
in all
don't
my
remember
term.
that.
So it's not a common occurrence.
So do we still
Okay,
have
then.
liability insurance on that
Yes.
property?
Yeah,
But
in
we're gonna
fact,
be
I
on-
talked to, oh, I can't think of her name, Tara,
Kara,
with,
K.
okay, with the insurance company, and she said, yeah, we still had coverage. In fact, we have carried part of the general, because this came up with that discussion with Cyber Dam. We've actually carried, part of the coverage on properties after we've gotten a hold of them, or gotten rid of them, just because of, possible issues and stuff. So they've done a very good job, the insurance company, covering it. That's my last.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mark. Any questions of our solicitor? Code enforcement, PMCA, no one is here. Brian, Municipal Authority, come up and give us your report, please.
Appreciate Mark covered pretty much everything I was gonna hit. Just to expand on the Sherman Street project, Snyder's, they're the company that's doing the work. They were on Sherman Street a couple weeks ago doing some measuring and stuff. I walked down, talked to them. One thing, if we could do it collectively with the borough and the MMA, is to advertise or put the word out that it's gonna really affect the parking on Sherman Street. They're probably gonna put notices on cars along that street to give them a heads up. That was the thing that the foreman told me they wanted to do. I said potentially through our respective websites, we can maybe make an announcement that, hey, this is going to be starting. According to Katie, I talked to her this morning on some other stuff. They're supposed to start next week.
Any idea, Brian, how long this project will last? How long will
Well,
the people up there be
we have
inconvenienced?
deadlines in place for it. Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, but everything should be tied up and done by September, toward the end of September.
That's correct.
Because
It's gonna be a long summer.
our grant is specifically streamlined with the timelines associated with it. And when I talked to those fellas, they were politely reminded that, the importance of getting in here, getting it done. It's gonna be an inconvenience, because that's a busy street, as we all know, with the infrastructure that's in place for the citizens there on top of the hospital, and then the care center right there on the main street. So, just be aware of that. It's gonna get busy from that end of town there. So, Mark pretty much covered everything else that I had, and that's it.
Thank you, Brian.
Is it gonna affect the whole Sherman Street?
Can you get me like a synopsis?
It's gonna affect
Yeah, go ahead.
from
You don't hear what Jack said.
the Brethren Church, I can't remember if that's First Avenue. Yeah, First Avenue up to, I think, Seventh.
Well, there's some more, the heavy end of it's going to be basically from Third down,
Okay.
but there is lighter markings going all the way out to Seventh Avenue. But the lower end is.
It's like 3 blocks that don't get it there.
Okay, Brian, any other questions? Well, thank you. We'll try to
Thank
keep
you, Brian.
moving along here.
One thing I can add, just very quick.
Yeah, sure.
The other thing, what the hell, I just lost my train of thought. Caught me off guard. I'll let it go, Jeff. I can't think of it now. I'm sorry.
If it comes back to you, let me know.
Don't smile again.
All right. Okay, street foreman, Brian.
2 weeks, we're gonna have some lines being painted, curbs, stuff like that. I can't get the stuff like that. We did put the handicap sign up, which you got pictures around. We fixed the stop sign down there, and we're slowly getting caught up on them. So that's about all I have.
The stop sign,
Yeah, we'll get
the stop sign down, is it Second?
second, yes,
Are we gonna replace it?
I can.
Okay, because it's really faded out if we could. Yeah,
Yeah, that thing was sank in about 6 feet.
it was sang.
Well, when they put the telephone pole in, they took
Okay.
our sign out and planted our sign with the telephone pole. And that's
Okay.
how it got moved.
And
Okay.
it was turned the wrong
That
way.
was turned the wrong way.
But that wasn't us.
No.
No.
Was that electric company?
Any questions for Brian? We'll keep this baby moving. Farmers Market. Welcome aboard, Brian.
am 303.
I'm hearing good things about the number of vendors.
Yeah, we're looking pretty good right now. If I may, I'll start off with the Mamados before I go into the farmer's market. This is going to be my last visit to these council meetings in the capacity of the Meyersdale Area Merchant Association president. My term ends in June, so hopefully in July, you'll meet the new president. Hopefully whoever that is can come to these meetings regularly. So with that, I just want to take a minute and thank this council for the support and the voice you've given me and the Merchant Association over the last 2 years. And I ask you to just continue that for the new president. Also, I did step down as the commander at the VFW. We have a new commander coming in. It's going to be Scott Myers. And again, I think we have a pretty good relationship with Meyersdale. We support a lot of activities here. So I ask that you continue to support our new commander up at the Salisbury VFW. He will take over on 1 July. So there's no monthly general meeting here in June for the Merchant Association. This is due to our annual meeting, which will be held on Monday, June 22nd. That will be at 7 p.m. at Levi Dill. Deborah was kind enough to host it for us last year. She's going to do the same thing this year. I'll remind you, you do not need to be a member to attend our annual meeting. So if you want to find out what we're doing and what we got lined up in the future, please come on out. Typically, we'll conduct a year review. We have a guest speaker from Go Laurel Highlands that's going to be there. And at that time, we'll be accepting nominations for the Meyersdale Area Merchant Association Executive Board. So if anyone out there is interested in providing a nomination or receiving a nomination, please come on out. Just like any other organization, it's always good to have fresh ideas and fresh faces come on out. Any questions on the meeting? 7 p.m. on June 22nd is the annual meeting. And there will be light refreshments. Deborah did an amazing job last year. I'm sure she'll do the same this year. The billboard. I've kind of reached a stalemate with the billboard, and that's with the 3 companies that I've been requesting quotes from. 2 of them said they're going to come out and do some inspections and get back with me, and I've just heard nothing. I have resent everything with official emails, pictures, and a very detailed email on what we're looking for. I just did that yesterday. So I'm hoping to get something on that so we can get moving with that billboard. Our new updated Meyersdale map was installed last night at the Meyersdale kiosk. So all the updated businesses, everything on there looks pretty good. Shouldn't be any issues with that for a while. Any questions on the Meyersdale Area Merchant Association? All right.
I enjoy your emails with the events that are going on.
Hopefully whoever the new president is will continue that. Actually, I got to push another one out.
Very informative.
Well, thank you. Yeah, you'll see another one coming out, reminding everyone about the annual meeting. So. All right, so the Maple City Farmers Market officially kicked off this past Thursday. We had 14 vendors, which is on average what we had last year. But what was good this year, 3 of them were pure produce. So we got a new guy coming up from Bedford. He is dedicated as much as he can. He's going to be here as much as he possibly can. He brings some really good product. I have 16 vendors scheduled for this coming week. That may not sound like a lot, but I am personally in the Johnstown Farmers Market. We got twice as many vendors as they do. So we're doing okay right now. I have more vendors coming in weekly. We're still accepting applications, so I'm on the phone with people all the time and trying to coordinate when people come in. There is always going to be those ups and downs where one vendor can't be here this week, so I do send out a map and I do updates on Facebook saying, here are the vendors going to be present this week, so no one's looking for something in particular and may not be there. We had live music for opening day. We had Mood Swing came in. They did jazz, blues, and some movies, and they were very well received. And I've watched them play in Johnstown, Bedford, and everywhere else. They're pretty popular, so we got them at a very fair price. And I think everyone was pretty happy with it. Karen, you were down there. Sound good. So right now, what we're planning is, because it does cost money, and we're looking at about $150 to $200 a pop. We're looking at doing live music on the first Thursday per month. That's about what we can afford right now. We do have some DJ options. DJs are about 75% cheaper than that. But I think everyone appreciates the live music aspect a little bit more, so that's how we want to try to do it. The only issue we did have with the live music is I had them set up in the center carport. It was a little loud. So we had to move them, and we moved them off to the left side. They had a pop-up tent. We were looking for locations, and they actually came and said they want to move because they didn't want to offend anyone, and they're right next to the Amish and everything else. And not that their music was offensive, just the volume they were very considerate. They asked to move, and they did it relatively quickly. We had no issue. So that's something to keep in mind with live music. That center carport I thought was the ideal location, but maybe not. So we'll work through that and get that figured out. We have some more produce vendors coming in. So Mackenzie Hollow Farms and Flowers will be joining us, and other produce vendors will be joining us toward the end of June, beginning of July, as they start getting some actual crop in. So again, we're going to continue to grow. I will remind you though, last year when we hit our slump, when everything slowed down pretty quickly, Bedford County Fair kickoff, and the very next week we had the Somerset County Fair kickoff, and right after that, school starts and everything else. So I'm hoping we're going to continue to grow up until that point, and then we'll ride it out and make some decisions for the following year. So as all you know, the challenge is to keep vendors happy and coming back. I think every vendor will tell you they're surprised at the not lack of participation, but we didn't get what we thought we would have for an opening day. And it's pretty much the same problem we had last year of no one knew we were there until we were there, even though we're posting on Facebook and we're in Got News and constant contact and everything else. So please, if you can, spread the word. We're going to be down there every Thursday. We have the ideal location. Again, I'm so many farmers markets. It's unbelievable. That is my favorite place to set up. You don't need tents. You don't need tables. We provide that. You're in constant shade all the time. It protects your product. So if you know of any vendors, get the word out. You can give them my phone number, and we can work through that. Any questions of me of anything Meyersdale Area Merchants Association related or farmers market?
Now that's open to all kinds of vendors, not just produce or.
Yeah, so we're good with competition. I don't, if we have light vendors, I'm actually okay with that. You know, competition is good. What we're telling people is that if someone comes to inspect, they're not inspecting, if Brian or Karen were a vendor down there, they're not coming to inspect me to see if Brian and Karen, they're going to do Brian and Karen to inspect them. So we're telling them they need to have all that stuff. We have our indemnity signed and everything. We're good there. I'm not collecting all that information. So if someone wants to be a vendor, there are certain things they would have to do. As a food company, I know all the licenses and insurances I need to have. So I'm not necessarily going after all that. If someone wants to be a vendor, have them contact me and we'll talk through and all and know what they need to have. And we'll go from there. Did I answer your question?
Yep.
Right. Anything else?
Do we have to have the kitchen inspected every year? And
Yes.
did we do that?
We do, and it was inspected last year while we were down there. And the kitchen had no problems passing. Again, it's the kitchen being inspected, not the vendor. Now, like when I'm in there vending, I have all my own paperwork. So my temperatures may be checked as Maple Village Barbecue Company, but that has nothing to do with the kitchen. So Glade City Community Church was actually in there last year when he came and inspected, and it was solely the kitchen being inspected. So I can check the licenses down there. It's probably about end of July, if not beginning of August, that will need to be redone. And they do that. They'll come and check you at their leisure, pretty much. Did I answer that question?
So we don't have to call them? How do you don't?
No, I think they come whenever they're ready to come.
Yep, they'll come and surprise you. Oh, hey, how you doing? Yeah.
Any other questions for Brian? Thank you for that good report and all that you do for our community. Any other questions?
I will say, just real quick, we did get the 6 picnic tables.
Yes, they're beautiful tables too, by the way. They're so much more stout and straight than some of the older ones. So, yes, thank you.
And we can get more too.
Yeah, so that one last thing, I apologize. There is some warping in some of the older tables now. And it's not that big of a deal, but as if I do have vendors requiring on all 12 feet of space, you just have this one really awkward board that kind of goes straight up at a weird angle. I try to shift the vendors around so I don't have to deal with that, but there are some getting work because they're.
If you feel that they're not safe, let Brian know and we can take them out of service and,
We do talk.
we could get a lot more made with the money that the summer lunch program is
Okay,
donating,
awesome.
so.
Well,
Yeah,
we
we can
do
get-
talk, and if there was ever anything that was a safety factor, Brian's gonna pull it out of there.
Right. Perfect.
All right. Well,
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you very much, and unfortunately, I got to do that.
Okay. Public library, no one is here. Community events, Jeff.
Yes, and Events Day is June 28th, and it starts off at Commons Barbecue at 11 a.m. And at 1 p.m. we have an ATV side-by-side show and motorcycle bike uptown on Center Street. 2 p.m. is a corn tournament, then out of the smoke food truck will be available. 4 p.m. the cassette stand will open up down here. The library will be selling ice cream. Cornerstone Church will be selling popcorn and cotton candy. The 4-H will be doing snow cones. And Wrestling Boosters will be doing the hot dogs and the hamburgers. And 5 p.m. the community band will be performing. And at 6 p.m. it's a flag ceremony. And Bob said we have a couple gentlemen that are gonna raise the flag. Jimmy Redman,
Randy Prince
and Chris
and Chris Oster.
Yeah. And Doug Ricardo will start at 6 p.m. And Alexis Pearlman, Maple Queen 79 is gonna sing God Bless America. And 6:30, God's School Dance will be performing. And the dunk tank will open up again. And then July 12th is my first concert up at the gazebo. That's it.
Any questions of Jeff and his committee? Patty, how are we as far as donations for the fireworks?
We have enough for the show, 13,000.
Wonderful. Did Somerset Trust kick in, or it seemed like,
Well, we had two large ones, two gave $1,000 each.
Yeah, I think the bus company, the bus company did that 1,000.
Yeah, somebody that works for the bus company, is it a company in Stoystown or someone?
think
I
it's
forget
Rockland.
anymore, but Rockland.
Rockland Transportation.
But there was another company, somebody worked for that they gave $1,000 in cash, remember?
so we're set? We're good.
Jeff, just so you know, the military trucks will be there at 1 and they're leaving at 6.
Okay,
So,
let's just hope for good weather.
Yep.
Anything else, Jeff, on your committee for your report? Okay, now we go to the committee, standing committees and police and public safety. Is there anything there to report?
Yeah, so the police had a meeting, we have a couple applicants. We met with our existing police, had a really good meeting. Everybody was in attendance. We put together an agreement, we drafted it the next day, got it to Mark, he's reviewed it, added a few things. We'll have that ready to go next month when the mayor's here. The only two things we wanted to talk about tonight that I talked to the mayor about, decals. So our police are involved in a lot of things. They're asked to participate in a lot. And they feel like as soon as they're on, like word is out on the streets that they're on because of the neon lights on the side of the police SUV, meaning the decals. So they have specifically asked, like if they're doing some surveillance, I mean, they really can't because the cars are all marked. So they would like council to discuss, and it's up to you guys. Mark's been involved where they have taken the decals off other vehicles, gotten them detailed, and they look fine. So they would like to talk about taking the decals off the SUV. I think they took one small one off and it was okay. It didn't seem to blemish the paint in any way.
Does it have lights on the front?
No, I think they're on the dash.
The SUV, does it have lights on the outside or is it?
No, they're all internal.
Okay.
They would just like to remove the decals on them.
Well, we got the vehicle and we had to have decals and we paid $1,600 to put the decals on. Now they want to take them off.
It was different police officers.
Well,
Still
different.
have to be taken.
I mean, we're applying for a grant for a new SUV. Why don't we wait and see if that's fruitful? And then if we get a new vehicle, we can not put any decals on it. But I just think it's such a waste of taxpayer dollars because the police officers feel, well, and when these police officers are on, whether the cars are marked or unmarked, the people in town know the vehicles. I don't think personally the decals make that much difference. Brian's gonna speak in just a minute. But it just annoys me a little bit. We paid $1,600 of taxpayer money to put them on, and now they want them off. Go ahead, Brian.
Just from experience perspective, because I've talked to the guys over the years, the main thing people target is the spotlight that's affixed out the driver's window that rolls up and down from internal controls. That is the dead giveaway. So I know what we do on a state level, we don't have those on, if you want truly blended in vehicles that look like common vehicles on the street to do surveillance or different operations, we'll say. So, but that spotlight, my patrol unit has it. I mean, that just stands out whether it's decaled or not decaled. That is the telltale sign that it's law. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah,
for
not
consideration.
only that, when the car's parked out here, you know the cop's coming on duty.
Well, and the decals, like I say, if we get another vehicle, but a public relations standpoint, I mean, when we go through the parade, I mean, the car really looks sharp the way it's decaled. I just think it would be a shame at this point to take all that off. And I mean, maybe we could explain to our officers that we're in search of a new vehicle via grants. And then if they would not want the decals on the new vehicle, that we won't put them on. But go ahead, Mark.
The grant that's applied for, is that,
That'll be in the fall.
does that have we haven't applied, it comes up in the fall?
It's LS.
Okay. So are we able to look at maybe getting a vehicle that's not as stand out, in other words, doesn't have that light on the side?
Yep.
Trying to match that.
Mark
purpose.
is getting that information back to me by August. Yep.
And you mean the chief, Mark, right? Okay, just making sure.
Well,
Well, you know what, let's
the OIC.
let's go around the table.
I'm fine with us tabling it. It's fine. I don't.
Does
care,
anybody feel strongly here that we should take the decals off? If not, let's table it, if that's okay.
but They don't ask for much. I'm just trying to.
Right, I know
appease
they
them.
don't.
The other issue though, we toured, and Jeff can chime in on this, Clarence was there too. I'm gonna be blunt, I wouldn't walk in the police station down there. I mean, it smells musty, it's wet down there. The carpets are heavily soiled with, I don't even want to know what. And it's just dirty, dingy, terrible lighting, awful. So when Michelle and I talked today, she's pondering what we can do to get some money for down there, but we should probably budget for getting rid of that nasty carpet that's probably been down there 40 years and putting vinyl plank down, upgrading the bathroom, painting, all of that. But for now, we're interviewing people, and like I say, I wouldn't even begin to work down there. So I talked to ServPro today, and my recommendation is we need it cleaned. So I would like to get the police together. There's stuff that needs to be gone through. We've had police and police and police and police. There's a lot of things need thrown away. Do we have a dumpster? We might need to get a small dumpster. I don't know yet. But we need to get rid of stuff. And I talked to ServPro. I don't know how big that space is. I said, let's figure worst case scenario, 2,000 square feet. I want the carpets cleaned. I want the walls wiped down, I want the bathroom detail cleaned, everything cleaned. Until they can actually come over, they said to figure like 4,000 to 5,000 to come over there. It may be less if it's less square footage, but we don't have a choice. It needs cleaned up. If somebody has a better suggestion, I'm all for it. But it's not good.
Whatever became of the thought of switching, Jeff? The thought of switching rooms.
Switching rooms, the mayor was opposed to it. Shane didn't want to move out of where we are.
And I think Neil said he didn't want to move, didn't make sense to.
So I think the option is what Karen is presenting. Let's try to get somebody in there and clean it up, and maybe we'll have to put new carpeting down, or not carpeting, but some kind of a floor that is easier to clean. Anything else, please, Karen?
So that is my motion, is that I can, if you'll allocate the money, a max of $5,000 to get, and if I can find another company that does similar, I can do a little research, but let me meet with them and see if we can't get that done soon.
Mayor Karen makes a motion, $5,000 max. Is there a second?
Second. Question?
Jeff did. All those in favor say aye.
Question.
Okay,
Before we,
first and a second, go ahead. It's open for question.
So we had a discussion a couple months ago about Brian needing some training to go down in the police station for maintenance concerns, right? I don't know where we are on that.
They'll have to have somebody.
Are the police officers gonna be there?
They'll have to be there.
Because
No, they have to be there.
Okay.
They would bring in a team of 4 people. They thought it could take, if it's 2,000 square feet.
No, I'm not talking about surf room, I'm talking
Oh.
about, there was an issue a couple months
I
back.
think he means an officer has to be present. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah, no matter who's in there, you're right. There has to be somebody who is qualified and certified to be there.
Yeah.
That's right.
So they'll,
what about
Correct.
the officers being there, the prisoners cleaning up down there?
I don't know if you want them down there.
Yeah, I don't know that I would,
Why?
yeah, well,
If you got
the
policemen
reason-
there,
the
you got
reason
policemen
why,
there.
no, the reason I wouldn't have
I don't
the,
think they would do
Yeah.
PlayStation.
I don't think that they're gonna scrub the carpet either.
and we have them pretty much busy, I think, at least for the summer. Now, you could ask them, ask Nick about what he felt about that, but I don't know.
I'd rather have them paint the gym. Because
Well,
what all is involved in this cleaning for $5,000? Just wiping walls down and ripping the carpet out, or?
I mean, part of me says it's a big number. I mean, $5,000 would go a long ways towards just putting new vinyl plank down there. But at the price we have to pay, the only people that usually bid anything is DAR. And so enough said.
You don't have a dehumidifier down there?
They do. I asked.
I've been
They
down
do.
there and it does stink.
Well, I think they
What's the
need a
basic?
professional grade one. I mean, you can stand outside the door. And how do we interview people to work there and a chief has to sit in there? I mean,
Interview them up here.
Are they using like this little residential model?
I don't know. I need to look at that again.
Okay.
Okay, any other discussion? Let's have a motion. We have the motion. All those in favor of approving what Karen motioned, $5,000 maximum, say aye. Aye. Is anybody opposed? Unanimous. Okay, personnel, anything personnel, we're working on the contract. Finance, we've discussed that already. Refuse, could we have a motion to adopt ordinance 421B, 20% rate increase?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Tom and Ron. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Street paving, it looks like there's what, 3 bids here, Patty? So let's go ahead and just get this done. The first is HRI. Is that the group that did it last year?
that's
Oh,
the group.
Lord.
What?
Not last year, the year before.
That's the one that we had some issues.
Yeah,
Okay, you say, Brian, someone was here from them and kind of, you showed them around?
Brian, did all three that bid come and do like a walkthrough?
They, two. The third one called me yesterday, it was like 5 to 3. And then he never came, and he wrote a bid packet in 2 packets. Was that this morning?
That was this morning.
Yeah.
So the HRI, who was the other one that did the walkthrough?
Keystone.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I'll just read this here. Scheduling of prices. Item number 1, super pave wearing course, 9.5 mm in place. Unit 5 price. Oh, that's just a box number. Unit price, and it's $158,473. And then item number 2, super pave scratch and leveling course, $42,097.15. And milling of bituminous pavement, $9,405 for a total of $209,976. And this is from the HRI company, College Avenue State College. Now, let me see if there's anything else in here. This thing is really good.
Just read the total on the next one. Just read the total. You don't have to read every.
That's what I'm looking for.
Who is this one?
HRI.
You just
You
said.
just read
said
it.
the total.
Yeah, I said, but is there more to it? It had the 3 different portions. So the number 200, what was that?
$209,000.
Right. So that's number 1. You got that written down, folks?
There you go.
That's a great one. And from Keystone Land Company.
Is it? Thank you.
How much do we have?
64, 87.
Okay, $127,388.
Is that total?
That's what it says here. 127,388 total. Go ahead, check.
Okay.
And the last one. I'm gonna read who it's from. This is from Quaker Sales Corporation, Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Once you do the first one, and that's $131,076. So it appears as though at this point Keystone is the lowest. We'll have to let our solicitor review these, I guess, and then
I have a
either
question.
make a recommendation this evening, Mark, or whatever you want to do. Yes, Karen has a question.
Randy Tressler walks his dog by my house all the time, and he asked if we are taking care of the water runoff at the former Murphy's building this year.
That's all the paving. That's, yeah,
So the
so,
building is part of that.
yeah, so that street will be from Main to Dale. They're gonna resurface that.
And mill it and slope it correctly.
Do we have to change like the height of the storm, Greg?
Should not change anything according to what they looked at.
Okay, I make the motion that we accept the
Well,
Keystone.
hold on. Let his,
Meet all the requirements.
I
I'll try.
take your time.
And Randy, you ought to get a shorter leash for that dog.
My dog's gonna eat this dog.
I seen it, I thought it was loose.
Well, he's checking these, and take your time. Let's move on. Anything, the flood control will kind of keep the meeting moving. We can come back once our solicitor gives us his recommendation. Anything on the flood control?
When are they gonna do anything with the water? I think we lost about 2 more feet of that bank.
Do you know what? I have not heard anything. We'll have to contact them on the call and see. I thought it was not gonna be this year. What did they say? You had a meeting with them to come up with the access road. And
Yeah,
did they give you any idea? I don't think it's gonna be this year.
they said it would, if anything, it'd be in the winter time.
Yeah. I mean, I could call and find out.
Yeah, they were coming to do what do you call it? Never mind. Anyway, a survey. And then they were supposed to contact him about any other issues.
I haven't heard anything.
And then, I just didn't contact Kevin Yoder. He hasn't been giving us much information as far as the clean out on the upper basin, so maybe I'll try to get in touch with him and have some information till we meet again. Go ahead, Mark.
So I would recommend that you do accept the bid of Keystone Line Company Incorporated. I just want to make sure that they had all the same amount of materials. They do. They are the lowest bidder and they are the lowest qualified bidder. They do have the bond requirements, proof of insurance, and the other things that we require to have that for a bid. So I would recommend that you accept the bid of Keystone Line Company Incorporated at the total amount of $127,388.50.
I make that one.
Karen had made the motion. Ron seconded, a third and a fourth. All those in favor say aye.
Can I ask a question?
Clarification, yes, sir.
What question for God's
Well, I
sake?
just want to make sure it doesn't happen what happened last time. Is there a clause in there if they go over or?
We've never had that problem with Keystone ever.
Only HR, I never had that.
Nothing ever happens until the first time it happens. So he's
I-
asking if we have
But you
that
did
clause in
correct
there.
it. Thank you.
Yeah, but I
You did
wouldn't,
correct.
I wouldn't build it into the motion that it's a firm price.
Thank you. That's all I asked for.
Okay.
Down my throat.
We didn't vote yet, so Karen, I'm sure will amend
catch.
the motion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Okay, where are we at? That is unfinished business, zoning ordinance review. That probably's going nowhere. Stop me, I'm gonna go through these. Pricing on tables for gym, research, update. Is there any information on that, Patty?
Let's see, I found a place that they have a 26-pack of 6-foot black tables. It's $2,289.94 with free shipping. I would suggest if you want to consider that, buy one table just to see what it's like before we get stuck with 26 tables that may be good.
I like that idea. Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Tom
Just the one table.
And Bob. All those in favor of that, say aye. Good suggestion, Patty. Opposed? That's unanimous. Permits for the LED sign research update.
I have that too. We need a zoning permit, it's $35, and the borough can waive that fee because it's for the
That's
borough.
right.
You'd need a building permit, that's anywhere from $500 to $600. The state highway setbacks are 25 feet from the center line on Grant Street, 33 feet from the center line on Main Street.
What, Brian?
About here then, wasn't it?
I'd say you're good with your setbacks.
Good, finish.
Well, the first thing would be to move forward. Are we gonna do this? Do we wanna make?
It is part of our grant request for the multimodal. And Michelle, when we were on our conference call this morning, was talking to Carl on his way to Harrisburg this morning. And he's in favor of all the items we've put together for the MTF fund grant.
Well, then
So
we
it's
should
up to you
probably,
guys.
I'd say then we wait to see if we get the grant before we move forward on this.
Wouldn't hurt to measure the distances on the side.
Okay.
My vehicle.
Can I ask a question about the tables?
Yes.
Are they plastic or?
They're like those, the picture looks like those, yeah. Whatever you call it, poly, that's what I want.
Okay.
Okay, productivity dashboard. Are you gonna have that, Karen, or should we just take it off the agenda? We had requested, we have a printed copy for everybody.
It's
And-
just my notes, so.
Well, then I would
can
take it
mention
off
it.
the agenda because it's, is that okay with everybody?
Yep.
ADA bathroom, oh my gosh, here we go. It is one bid from Dar Construction. $49,353. And then we have the RFPs included in here and everything that we had asked for.
When this was being talked about, was there a money amount that was attached to that discussion?
There was an estimate on the RFP of the, and I don't remember what it was. Does anybody have that figure? It was on the, we had a projected cost, Bob, but I don't remember the.
Somerset Engineering, I think, gave us a projected construction cost. And I believe, and this might be totally wrong, but I don't know why I'm thinking 48. That might be wrong, but I believe it was in the high 40s.
It's just a shame because Steve had. It's a shame.
Now, that included everything, huh? Cutting the wall.
That included the door.
Correct.
That's what my understanding is.
Doorways, fixtures, the insulation, the lighting, the automatic, this will have the ADA push buttons to get in and out of the room, the safety lighting features, the proper sink, the proper toilet, the proper.
Oh, we spec'd all that out, didn't we?
Yep.
And I think we had given them a deadline of year's end. So
Correct.
that was the problem, that no one bid. We were trying to rush it through, and the date was not enough time to do the
This also
project.
includes.
So they'll be able to do
gymnasium
this in
doors.
the fall, huh?
I forgot, this includes the gymnasium doors.
And the whole here, the access to the meeting room here. I thought that was added.
Yeah, remove, well, we're gonna have to make sure they don't have to remove the existing door. I'll have to clarify with them.
They have to cut a hole through
Yeah,
and
they're
install
putting
the
it in,
door.
correct.
Install the door.
On number 4, on the 3rd page, it says, remove existing meeting room door and frame, new ADA doorway. So we'll just have to make sure that we're on the page in case that's it.
Yeah, we need an announcement.
Okay, Mark, are you okay that we would accept that bid? Or if you want a little bit more time, I'll continue on. Well, let's keep moving, and then when
let
Mark
me
feels,
finish.
I don't want to rush Mark, because this is important. The animal noise ordinance, I talked to the mayor about this, and I would like to suggest that we put this off and revisit it in June. I know he had some strong feelings about it. He had some questions about the enforceability of it. So I would like to, myself, hear what the mayor, let him weigh in on this discussion, and hopefully he'll be able to be here in June. Does anybody object to that? July. This is June. July. Thank you. Is there any objection to, okay. Rain gutters for the pavilion. This has been tabled. Is there anything new on that? Progress through end of 2027. DCE storm system information update. We've discussed a High Street Bridge. We've discussed 221 Salisbury Street. Are there any announcements?
On the Salisbury Street house, the one that the county tore down for us.
Mhm.
I know you're gonna go to the next 2 people. Should we just rebid it? I mean, it's
You
been
can
a
make-
year.
You can make the choice to rebid it. We had qualified bids. It's, so it's been 6
But how do
months
we
since we
know
bid it.
if they're gonna back out too?
I don't.
'Cause
You know what, I would, Marcus had already told us that he was gonna check with the other individual who bid, who was a neighbor, that he might be interested, so I would do that first, and then, and that's my
I'm just
feeling, instead of
asking.
rebidding it again, and let's at least let him.
Do you have to take the next size? Because technically, he could bid $10,000 and I bid 2,000, then he changes his mind and I get it for $2,000.
You mean, are we required
to accept the
Or-
second highest.
We are not required to do that.
But if he's interested in it, why do we want to spend the money to have to advertise everything and put this off when maybe a simple phone call?
Well, how much is the lowest?
$4,111.
That's the next one down.
Correct. It's 7,000, like 7,800 and some dollars below the other bid.
Yeah, the highest was 12 something, and then we had two around 4.
Yep, the third one is $4,000 even.
I mean, if the bidding was legitimate, why not just contact number 2 and then maybe number 3? And then if nobody's interested, then we rebid it. That's what I think we should do. At this point, now, maybe if the second bidder isn't interested in July, then we'll just make a motion, we'll re-advertise and rebid it.
My
But maybe
hope
I'm all that, somebody else speak up.
My hope is if we stick with the bids that are there, then the second one doesn't want it, I'm hopeful the third, which is the adjacent
Then say,
neighbor,
no, I don't want it.
we'll take it. Yeah.
I'll get it for you.
Okay, then let's move on. Process for high grass complaints and notification. Now, we had reported on this before, Patty and I, we would get complaints, or I would see certain places, we'd receive a number of complaints, but then we would usually contact the person, call them, or contact PMCA for other violations. But with the high grass, we usually try to contact the person first or send a letter from the borough before we go to the PMCA group. So I'm not sure why this is on here, but that's what we've been doing in the past. I did talk to Shane and he said the police are not interested in, they don't want to enforce this, as he told me. I wish he was here, but the police don't want to get involved with it. So here we are. I mean, I think myself that a nice friendly phone call to start is the way to move forward on this. We've had pretty good success with that, Patty. But how does council want to move forward on this? Do we want to change anything? Or, like I said, I think I asked to be, maybe put this on here.
I think you did.
And I don't know, do we want to, I guess maybe just to have a discussion on this. So what do we think? Do we just want to let it go and continue? Is there any major place in town that needs to be reported that you want us to try to contact the individuals to get the grass
What if
mowed?
it's a abandoned house? How do you, is
So
there?
that's when we go to PMCA. We had to do that with Cannon property and the 2 other properties below that because of disrepair. So we go to PMCA.
Listen, you already told me you're gonna take care of it.
Yeah, up on that curve, but I'm not gonna do Short Street.
But I'm just,
Did that answer your question?
yes,
That's
I'm
you
just,
mean-
I'm just curious, you know, you say make a phone call to, as a first step for someone's grass that needs mowing.
correct.
But if there's no occupants,
Then we go to PMCA.
okay, that's what I
Yeah,
wanted to know.
correct.
That's the house on Short Street. We mow everything beside it, but that house has been empty for several years.
Yeah,
The greenhouse,
The
Yeah.
greenhouse,
there was a dumpster there for like a week,
yeah. that
and
was-
somebody was cleaning
I
stuff
already
out.
talked to Brian about the very
And-
corner where the
Yeah, it looks
grass is
bad.
high. No, it look bad, you can't look down the road
It's not safe.
to pull out off of Short Street, so
We're
he's
get
gonna take care of that. If not, I'll get on to it.
We'll get it.
But myself as a president, it seems like I get a lot of feedback. And there's another situation we just filed on, a sidewalk situation here in the borough. And, I mean, I'll just say, Patty, you know, let's come in, and then I sign it, Jeff Irwin, president for the Meyersdale Borough. Because some people don't want to come forward, but for me to send one out representing the borough, I have to receive, or Patty, a number of complaints on this situation, you know, so that's why. And then we contact Ed from PMCA, and that's what we're paying the code enforcement people to do. So I guess maybe it's good we had the good discussion on this. Is there any commenting on this before we move on?
Most places, the police don't do the ordinance.
They do.
They do not anymore.
Yeah, so that Shane said he didn't want to do it. Okay, anything else on that? We can wrap it up here pretty quickly, I think.
The ADA bid, what I would recommend, you can accept this bid, but I think I'm gonna have to get a clarification from DAR. If you wanna wait till the next meeting, we can, because when they say remove existing meeting room door and frame the new ADA doorway, this bid also was to include, placing a new doorway in, if you guys recall. So I'll just have to get a clarification from them, because that could be, $6,000 or more bump, because this is a load bearing wall, I believe, so.
Well, then, if we don't mind putting it off a month, we could maybe make a motion that we would tentatively accept the bid pending Mark's further review or clarification of, is your main concern, Mark, the new doorway we want to put in here? I mean, what do you think?
Motion that we accept the bid pending Mark's conversation about the doors.
Do you want to make that
Yes.
motion? Okay.
I second it.
Okay, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? I sense some restlessness here. So, okay, we already discussed the upcoming appointments. Yeah, we did. I said we're gonna advertise.
I already advertised them and you can appoint them at the July meeting because that's when the term is.
Right. Okay, real quick here, Summer Street Crew and, huh?
That's Patty, if she can email this.
Oh,
I'm not gonna take it.
okay, Summer Street Crew employee. It's my sad duty to report that we do not believe we're gonna get any help from the Table Man Group this year.
And that's been pretty consistent around the town.
So I would like to suggest that we allow Patty to advertise for some summer help, summer employers, part-time, at the rate of $16 an hour. And then we're gonna discuss this, and then possibly we have a special meeting as quickly as we can after we fulfill the advertising requirements, and we get these guys some help. Because I don't think they're gonna be able to do it all this summer. Last year, we had 3 people, right, Brian? 3, and some of them were workers. So that's my spiel discussion and whatever we wanna do. But if we advertise it, then we'd have to look, maybe, would 2 weeks be enough time to have a meeting? Then to hire, if we get any applicants, 2 weeks to set up a night that we could, special meeting just to get these workers on board, or we're gonna be into July.
It'll take how many days for the newspaper to even get it in and out there?
Yeah, because there's not a newspaper on Tuesday for the Johnstown paper, Somerset paper.
Forget it. I mean, that's just, what does everybody think? I'm just throwing this out there. Brian and I have talked about it, and
I think the wages are a little high myself for part-time help.
well, that's part of the discussion
What's the
here.
union think? Are they gonna complain?
It doesn't matter to me.
We have seasonal, I believe, help structured into the current CBA. As
And then-
long as it doesn't go over, I can't remember what the hours are set, but I don't think we've had that.
We thought maybe 32 hours a week, 32 hours. So
I think we're allowed like 750 a year. I can't remember.
we'd have to monitor that, but it's just,
Per year, 750 hours per year.
I believe so, then they would become union employees.
Correct.
Can we advertise it to June 24th and then meet on the 25th? And that way to become up, could start July 1st?
is that doable? What day is the 25th?
25th is a Thursday, I believe. I can't.
You're
remember.
gonna be on vacation that week,
Yeah,
but we could still meet. Could somebody else are you gonna be going too?
No.
Or could we go the phone?
I'll be gone that week.
She smiles about it.
I'm happy.
I mean, if we would say then, let's say not the 24th Thursday night, but the following week.
Why don't you just have a special meeting on July the 30th and then whoever.
June 30th.
You hire, let them start on the 1st.
June 30th.
I'd say July. I'm as messed up as
How
you.
many,
Sorry.
how many are we looking at hiring?
Myself, I would like to say 2, but that could be open-ended. We could see who applies. I don't think we have to make that decision tonight.
Okay.
But I was thinking 2.
Now, this will be open to any age group, unlike the table land that covers.
Correct. Well, it has to be,
You
they have to have a driver's
Somebody
license.
has a driver's
Yeah,
license.
At least
and
16.
That they don't have to babysit them.
16 and able to pass a drug test.
Yeah, because with table land, we get the kids and we have to be with those kids. And that's kind of pointless. I mean, it's good to help, but on the same hand, we gotta be with them. So we can't do other things while they're here. Whereas if we get kids like this, then they can go.
So on that note, what you're saying, should we advertise and be 18 and up
I
though?
think last year when we advertised for the additional help, they advertised 18.
Okay.
I'm 18.
What do we pay then? What the
I
pay
don't remember
was?
what we paid them last
Was it
year. I think it was
12?
like 14 or 15.
Okay.
Oh, was it
Yeah.
12? Okay. I don't remember.
But I mean, who are you gonna get to come in here and work for $12 an hour? Okay, you got it. We'll give you 13 and a quarter.
He has to apply and go through the process.
Yes, of course.
Remember what we did?
Somebody want to make a motion
Yes.
to advertise?
Okay, I say we make a motion that we can do the hourly rate. We have to decide that though before we advertise. Could we make a motion then to advertise for summer workers? And then we will make the deadline the 29th of June and say noon or whatever. And then we'll have a special meeting on June 30th to see what applicants we have and possibly hire, up to 2.
You'll
But
be here on the 29th?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure you send it in next year.
Hey, I'll make that motion.
Okay, so we have that. All those in favor say
Who
aye.
made the second?
Tom and Jeffy.
Oh, Jeff, I didn't hear you.
What
Sorry.
time will that special meeting be?
I'd say 6 o'clock, because if we change times, then everybody gets messed up. Okay,
Next month.
did we vote? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Now let's do the hourly rate. I say 16. Jeff,
I agree.
Tom,
14.
15.
16.
15.
15.
Okay, it sounds like the 15s have it. There you go, a little bit. Keep him happy, keep Tom happy. That's just a
You're gonna have to have a motion to that extent.
I know. Honestly, can we get something else? But I like you too. I like you too. Okay, can we have a motion then that the wage will be $15 an hour, and I would also add a maximum of 32 hours a week. Is there a motion for that?
Why don't we just amend the motion that we have and put all that in one?
We can do that. We'll amend that motion.
Let's just do another one, then we don't have to.
Okay, just make the new motion, somebody. Bob makes the new motion. $15 and 32 hours a week. Ron seconds it. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? That is unanimous. Again, no opposition tonight. Everything's going smoothly. Flood control debris basin, we have to get to Kevin and see what's going on. 3 to 5 year plan, community center improvements, equipment up.
Okay, so just to go through the grant information. So again, the MTF is gonna include items such as landscaping, sidewalk, ADA ramp, new sign, due July 31st. We'll have a document to sign. John needs to finish the drawing. Michelle was following up with him today. So that's the MTF, which multimodal transportation fund. Carl was pleased with that. Mark Craig is getting a quote together for the LSA grant, which is submitted in the fall. So that's for the police SUV. Michelle suggested I talk to Liddell Lichty with Community Foundation about sustainable energy funds. There's a lot of money out there for that. Grants can be up to 50,000 or so. Somerset just got one. We could use that for this building. So if we wanted to do windows, you know, whatever we need to do. Are you guys interested in pursuing that?
Yes, of course.
She has other ideas for getting tax dollars redirected by businesses to pay for improvements. Somerset Inc. just did that, the building across from what was J.C. Penney's in Somerset. They've used a lot of that money for that. So that's called NFP money or something. So she is sending me information about that. The storm system, again, I just haven't had time to get, Jonna sent me from DCED 2 sources for that. I just haven't had time to get up with them. I got a random call from DEP. They sent me an application. They have $7,500. They can have a company come in and do a survey, do a study on us putting in like a recycling program. If we have a piece of ground, they would help us. They have more money than to fund that. We just have to have some ground. They would put in, we could apply for a grant to like gate the area. We were talking about that a little bit at home. I'm wondering if the property across from the ambulance building, if we could put it. I do want to talk to the school though. I want to see how much their recycling program is used out there. What does the Borough Council say about looking into that? It's a simple, I think, 1-page application if we want to have them do a study. They reached out to me, people in the county said, call Karen and see if Meyersdale wants to do a recycling program. It would be overseen by Chad, because it's really, when it comes down to these recycling programs, it's really up to the county to help us with all of that, from my understanding.
I would suggest, since it's not on the agenda, we put that on the agenda, give people a chance to think about if we want to move
Sure.
forward with that, and then we could do it in July.
How much, while we're talking about, how much property are they saying you need for?
They would come here and look at the property and see what they thought.
It's not abused, like, I think we.
That's
tried
why it would
this,
have to be gated.
We tried this once before. Actually,
That wasn't gated.
the
There were
shed
the
by
sheds
building,
down
yeah.
there by our building.
That's a good place to dump your garbage.
I agree.
Old
We don't
times.
want anything like that.
I would also suggest talking to Berlin, because they have a location like that, yeah.
Huh, I know Tracy really well.
Okay, so that's on the agenda for next month. Think about it.
Community center improvements, update equipment, 200.
The updating equipment on the John Deere, I had asked for information, like, and I never heard back from the borough, on how it would be used outside of, for $42,000, how it would be used outside of some snow removal. And I never heard back. I needed documentation on that.
Even if we traded on a used one, something better than what we have. I mean, we wouldn't even have to get a brand new one. I've been looking at used ones. There's reasonable ones out there that are used.
There's grant money available though, that wouldn't cost the taxpayers if we had a scope written. But I never got a response.
Anything else, Karen? Okay, 250th anniversary, anything new there? We're gonna incorporate that with the big 4th of July celebration. Increase in police protection, I understand we have 2 people that are interested.
Yep.
Storm drain review and mapping, police SUV, we're gonna apply for that in the fall. Is there any other thing we need to discuss? It is 7:47.
Just one thing, I think we ought to thank Ron and Patty for buying the flags, 250.
So noted. So no, thank you, Ron and Patty, for the flags. Anything else at 7:47? I'd like a motion to adjourn.
With the increase in police protection, we need to have something in writing that they'll work night shifts. We got enough people working day. You know,
One of the things that is in, correct me if I'm wrong, Karen, that is in that proposed contract to use for officers, I think talks about night shifts and giving a,
$3 pay.
yeah.
We are getting some night shifts now. I'm not gonna say much, but when we have police over here, for countywide work, and they're over here running a sting, they are working some nights.
Anything else? At 7:48, Patty will ask for a motion to adjourn. Ron and Jeff, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? We're adjourned.
So.
You can do that at 11.